back to the Nerdy Magpie. I'm David.
And I'm Bonnie.
And this is our weekly video. And today has been kind of dreary outside, and it rained for about 5 minutes, if that. It's been thundering all week, but today I think it's the first day we've actually had rain from the storms.
I've just been, today and yesterday just seemed to drag by.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. We've had the kids for the last 4 days, and so our weekend is starting today. Tomorrow,
yeah. If we get some rest.
And by the way, Meta says she works Thursday.
Just Thursday?
No.
What?
Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think.
Okay.
Well, I got to go to the doctor on Thursday. And speaking of doctors, I went for my MRI on Wednesday, and they ended up couldn't do it.
They did not tell us that they needed the device for her interstim, so that way they can put it in MRI mode or whatever they called it. But they didn't tell us, and the device is packed somewhere down in our garage. So.
And on top of it all, I guess the lady felt threatened by me, but the police officer showed up behind the desk, and it was just me and David and her and the nurse. And I kept telling her, I'm not upset I'm with you. I'm upset at the situation. And I wasn't even being loud or obnoxious, or that's just not me. And I just was like, from now on, they need to tell somebody. She kept telling me I couldn't have talked to a real person because that person would have told me to bring my device. And I said, I said, I did talk to a real person. And David talked to a real person because they had to have the serial number for my device to make sure they could even do it. And so
it was a mess.
So it was a mess. And the other reason I was upset is we live an hour away from Chattanooga. So with the gas prices and everything, and that truck eats up gas. We have a truck, and it eats up gas. And to be told, and then he had to go to the VA for an appointment, and then Chattanooga's just nuts. And we were in Chattanooga for almost 5 hours, just waiting for my appointment because they didn't make my appointment until 6:30 in the evening.
And then just show up at the appointment and then say, well, we can't do it.
And I told the lady, I said, I understand why you can't do it. I wouldn't want to get hurt or anything in the machine, and so I understand that totally. It's just aggravating. And when the police officer heard that we had waited so long, he was like, oh, and walked off. Because he knew I wasn't going to do anything. He knew David wasn't going to do anything. I mean, we're just a little aggravated, So, and her manager was supposed to call me. So that was Wednesday. Her manager was supposed to call me Thursday. Didn't even call me. Haven't heard nothing from him. So it's quite irritating. But I do have a doctor's appointment, like I said, is coming Thursday. See a new doctor. Just a wellness check. I have to do that every 6 months because I'm on different kinds of medicine and stuff.
Yep.
So that's been our week. Just long and aggravating. And we've also had the longest yard sale.
Yeah. It's the one, what is it? No, it's the 127 yard sale. It runs from Alabama to Michigan.
Mm-hmm. And it runs smack through the middle of town. And when you live in a little town and there's only so many red lights and stop signs, that's crazy. It's not a good thing to be out and about in it.
So. And 127 is a 2-lane highway, so yeah.
It's craziness. Crazy. So, anyways, we didn't get to go this year because Meta was working and we were watching kids. But what we did see last weekend, no thank you.
They sell mostly
Antiques that they want way too much for.
Yeah.
Way too much for. And you know, you go by a garage sale, you know they love their stuff too much when at noon it's still packed to the gills with stuff. You know they love their stuff too much. So they can keep on keeping it.
Some of it will probably end up at the Goodwill sooner or later.
That is true. Or at the dump.
Yeah.
We've gotten so much good stuff from the dump.
Yeah.
Stuff that's crazy that people throw out just because. Oh, I don't understand people, but anyways, so that's our little bit of news from our little town where we live. So, anyways, let's get to talking about. Oh, all our animals are doing well.
Yep.
Except for one. But we're not going to discuss that right now. Okay. So, let's talk about my stitching. I will say I did mostly what I wanted to this week. Oh, another thing that happened is right after we did our Flosstube last week, this iPad keeps saying that there was too much, that there was enough storage to put the video on. So whatever David touched, he deleted about 8 years worth of cross stitch patterns and files and pictures, and I have cried and cried and cried. And I don't know. My friend Angie is trying to help me out, and I mean, I don't understand why you pay iCloud money for storage, and then you go and ask them, that can they help you recover your files, and they tell you no, they've been permanently deleted. They don't know what to do for you. So, anyways, I didn't stitch it all on Monday because I cried and cried and cried, and I just couldn't do it. So, and I was trying to go on Etsy and different places and on my Yahoo trying to figure out and resetting up my iPads. I have 3 iPads that I work with, and anyways, I had to reset them all and my phone, and it's just been crazy. It's just been a crazy week. Crazy. So, anyways, all that to say, I didn't stitch it all on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I worked on Blizzard, which David will hold up. And I was doing great on him. I outlined his little arm and all this and his tail. And I got to looking at it, and you couldn't see any of the white here. So I took it all out. You can see where it was. I took all this out. It took me 3 hours to frog it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a blend and work with that. I think it'll look a lot better. But there he is. And I worked on him on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 2 of them were temperature stitching. They were exact same temperature. And then one day it's just I felt like working on him. That was the day I took out everything for 3 hours. Okay, so then I worked on Trick or Treat, and I think, like I said, this week's been long, but I do think that I finished up the little pumpkin face right here. I finished up this whole pumpkin. Isn't that the cutest thing? I just love that. So he's sitting on a fence. So the fence is going to be coming into play the next time.
He looks surprised.
Yeah. Probably because the cat is on the moon, I would suppose. And then, of course, I did my daily stitch upon Lily, but I'll show that at the end. Okay, the next day, like I said, was Blizzard, and then I did Haunted Caravan. And I hope you can see this, but I did the window here, and then I'm adding in, these are going to be candies. So I just did the white parts, And then there'll be like, wrapped candies, different kinds of candy corn, and different things. So
Candy corn. That's
yeah,
probably one of the worst candies that
I
Bonnie hates.
cannot. My mom didn't let us have much candy, but every Halloween she'd get us candy corn. Oh, awful.
Now they make candy corn peeps.
No, thank you. I can't stand Peeps as it is.
I know.
Okay, so then on Thursday, the temperature was 83, and that's little Halloween. So these are all my temperature stitching. So what I did was, I did do these spiders. I don't know if I showed them last time. And then I came over here and did this branch, and I did this blackbird. And then there's going to be 3 huge spiders right here. And then the rest of the tree will be right here. And then I'm going to start adding in the little people and stuff over here. I love that piece.
Nice.
It's so fun to work on. And then Friday was fully finishes. And then on Saturday, it was 87 here. So number 7 was Haunted Caravan again. So I worked on that again and finished up those little white parts on the candy. And then Little Halloween was again. And then I did Pond Lily. And here she is. And I did her arm. I did her wing here and here. I did her dress. And this is, she's sitting on her legs. So this is her knee right here. And her legs coming this way. And this is her arm. So I have to outline it. The only thing that's weird to me, and I'm going to be doing something a little different, I think, is right here. And I'll show you on the picture. I understand why she did it, but I think I just might make her have a fist. But it looks like she's got hooves for hands. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like she's a cow. And I'm not about to do that. So
who knows if fairies have hooves or
so
hands?
here's the her knee that I did. And here's her arm, and I gotta put the tattoo on her arm. So this is what all I put in. So she's getting there. So now speaking of Pond Lily, I did want to talk about something. I don't know, I didn't know this, but I needed the beads for Pond Lily. 2 of them are really inexpensive from 123 Stitch. That was fine and dandy. But 3 of them, I think I've said this before, are like $8 a piece. So altogether, I would have had to pay, I think it was $35, didn't I tell you, with tax and shipping?
Yeah.
For beads that I'm not even going to use most of them. So I went online and did a little bit of researching and couldn't find out. They do say that you can substitute, and it's not exact, but this is for me, so I'm not worried about it. But you can do the Delica beads. I think they're Delica beads. Anyways, and there's PDFs out there that tell you what the Mill Hill beads are. What you can type in the number, and it'll tell you what it is. And I didn't know this, but Mill Hill beads correspond to DMC colors. So because I didn't want to spend a lot of money on beads that I'm not going to be using a whole lot of, I decided to go to Hobby Lobby and go and get the DMC colors, get the threads that matched, and then I went over to their beads section and I got pretty close, I think. I did forget the reddish color, but I can find that number and then look over in my bead thing and match it up. But here's this green. There's this blue. Here is this one. And it's got a shine to it. It's like a pearly color. It's really pretty. And then here's this last green. Well, it's a kind of like an emerald color, but it shines. So in case you ever don't want to spend a lot of money on beads, um, do what I did and get the DMC colors and then match them up to the beads. And it worked out pretty good. And then these were $3.99 a piece, but then they were 40% off. So much better than 30 some odd dollars. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
we did while we were waiting for my MRI. We walked around Hobby Lobby for
An
2
hour,
hours.
half, looking at all the clearance stuff. And
Really, that's not much of a clearance. But anyways, and then I kitted up, or I got some yarn, and because I want to make these little mice. They're about this big. But anyways, I Hobby Lobby's really gotten kind of irritating because like I went and looked for the crochet hooks and they had every crochet hook with the one I needed. And I knew I had the crochet hooks at home that I needed, but we were out and I thought I'd give myself a little project. Well, I ended up not being able to do it because it was just too small and my hands were hurting really bad. So, and then on Friday, so let's go on and talk about my fully finishes. And then I've got a little gadget I was going to show you all, and then we'll do what I'm going to be stitching on this week. And I'm going to see what's in the box. I think that's it, right?
yeah.
I don't think we have any other news. So I forgot. I keep saying I don't have any fully finishes. Well, I did. And I forgot about this because I had put it under something to let it dry. And I put it under, I keep them covered so that they don't get dirty while they're drying. So I finished this one. I think I did this last Friday. And I said I didn't do anything, but I just love that one. So there's that one. And then this is what I finished this Friday. Speaking of candy corn. And yes, it's supposed to be this way. I didn't think so, but I cannot remember who these are by. No idea. I did these several years back and I do not remember. But I thought he was cute. And the thing I was going to talk about, another thing is be very, very careful whose tutorials you use. I know you can't see it right here, but I almost cut it too small. I really had to keep fudging, had to get out my needle and thread and keep patching it up because I was watching somebody else's tutorial and it sounded wonderful. No. If you find a good tutorial, stick with it. Do not try to find an easy route. Because this one not have turned out and I think he's cute.
He's cute.
So I'm hoping to get some of these ornaments that are in season. Like this is, autumn stuff. I'm trying to get those done. And here is custom cording that I made. And here is how I make it. And Helen D has a wonderful tutorial on how to make this cording. And also, she's the one that I always watch for these. You cannot go wrong with her finishings. The only thing is this bottom part. I'm not good at it. Anyways, but it's for me, so nobody knows. But this is called the Krynic Custom Quarter. And David can put a link up for Helen D. It's Helen D with a D.
Okay.
And this is the custom quarter. And you just should tell you exactly how to do it. And you just do this. It takes about 5 minutes to make it. And then it's the fiddly parts that take forever. The gluing on and the pinning that take forever. It's not the cording thing. But this is well worth getting. I would buy this again and again and again because it's really helped me a lot. And what I do is I have quite a bit of, if you go to yard sales or whatever and you find old floss that, I had some CXC and some JP coats. I have a gallon size bags of them. Just use those and make your cording with, because it doesn't matter. I mean, I think it looks really nice. So it says here you can make for trims, jewelries, and more. I'm wondering if I couldn't do it with some really thin yarn. I bet I could. But anyways, I think I might have got this out for 123 Stitch, but if not, I don't think Amazon sells it anymore. But anyways, that's what I used to make my cording around the edges. So,
And if you look
now
real close,
I didn't
this
do this.
pumpkin has the same expression that Bonnie has when she thinks of candy corn.
Thanks. I'm a pumpkin.
No.
This was not. This came from Hobby Lobby. Now that is one thing about Hobby Lobby is they do have nice trims, and they had them for 40% off this last week. But of course, I go in there and I look at everything, and my brain does not work like, oh, I could use it for this, this, and this. If I don't have a specific thing in mind, a project in mind, it just blows my mind to look at everything. So I should have got some more cording, but I did not. Look at her.
Yeah.
What's she doing?
Sniffing.
Layla.
I think I spilled cat food over there.
Layla Grace, you're too fat for that. And she is a chunk. She thinks she has to get snacks everywhere. So anyways, so that's what I did this week. And like I said, it was a long week. And is that everything I was going to talk about?
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's do what's in the box and then.
Okay. What's in the box?
Yeah.
Hopefully
By the way, my granddaughter's birthday's coming up, Selena's. And we went looking at Hobby Lobby because I wanted to get one of those treasure chest boxes. And because we bought her some little high-heeled princess shoes and little princess dresses and the crown and stuff. So I wanted to have a little treasure box for $40. $40. I looked at David and he looked at me and said, nope, Goodwill. So we're on the hunt for a treasure chest for Selena from Goodwill. Or somewhere. But I'm not paying $40 for, no. And it wasn't even good shape. It was flimsy. She'd step on that and crack it. So.
Okay. Well, there's not much in what's in the box. We're gonna put some more what's in the
Yes, we need to.
what's in the box. So I will pick what I've seen in, and okay, I had two items, or small items.
All right. Oh, okay. These are what I use. I don't use these anymore, so I need to get rid of that. But this is what I use for my projects, to say what's in them and to label them. So I know exactly. These hang out the top of my project folders on the bookshelf, and I can just pick them. Another thing I wanted to show real quick. I was watching some different ladies this week, and I can't remember who it was. But anyways, this is my favorite friend. I've had this for years and years and years. And I label everything. And it helps me tremendously, especially with my cross stitch, to make sure I label. Like I have photo boxes that have my threads in it. for each project, and I label them. So I just run my finger down and find the one I have enough medical order. But anyways, that has been a lifesaver for me. So that's another thing that should have been in the box since you can do these luggage tags like this, but the thing I hated about these and the reason I won't use them again is you have to try to pop it in the back and it pops out. This thing snaps and then you have to write the number on there and then pop it back in, and they didn't give you any refills, so then you have to cut out the little things when you're done with that project. It was a mess. I said, nope, trash. Please trash that. I don't have any more of those. I got rid of them. So, anyways, this was a much easier solution, a much cheaper solution. Something like that. I did want to give a shout out to the Colorado crafter. I watched her yesterday, and she's been doing a lot of good projects. And she reminded me of a couple of the prairie schoolers that I have. And I thinking about starting them. They're little Halloween ornaments that are really cute. So anyways, I didn't realize they had so many of them. I have 2, but I think they have 5. I went and looked yesterday. I think there's 5 Halloween things from the prairie schooler, but with the little ornaments on the back. So I would really like to do those little ornaments because I really want to do a Halloween tree or an autumn tree, or we were looking at the little Christmas trees.
You could do a tree for every occasion.
And
New Year's.
I have quite a few that I'm have in the what's in the box. I mean, not what's in the box, but under the bed box finishes
Easter.
That I can finish and put on the tree, so that wouldn't be a problem. It's just I need a little tree. I did have one at one time when we lived in our house and I had my sewing room. I had one, but I don't think we have it anymore. It kept falling over and stuff. I'd like a sturdy one.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm trying to get him to put a mantle up on the fireplace so I can start decorating. It makes me sad to go into Hobby Lobby and stuff and see all their stuff, and I don't have any place to put it. But I told him even if I could just have a little mantle and I can put things up on a mantle, at least I could decorate a little bit.
Not like the one we had this past Christmas that fell.
I've seen it in if you watched our Flosstube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fell.
A more sturdy one.
Yeah.
But
that's Riverstone, I do believe, on that fireplace.
Yeah.
So he had a really hard time getting it in. But what did Anthony, my brother-in-law, say to use?
To support it from the outside of the fireplace.
Mm-hmm. So I really want him to get one up so I can at least decorate a little bit for fall. So and Christmas.
What other holidays would you have a tree for?
Easter, Valentine's,
4th of July.
4th of July.
Juneteenth.
No.
Pride Month.
No.
And it happens to be in June, which is my birthday.
It's his birthday. I think Juneteenth is like the day before.
After my birthday.
After something like that. But we could put maybe some stuff David likes on the tree for his birthday. I don't know. But
because if it fell off, it would cut somebody.
That's true, because all you like is knives. But anyways, all right. Well,
we will be back next week, and hopefully with more goodies to show everyone. Not necessarily goodies, but progress.
And speaking of our animals, we're probably going to have to find a home for our supposedly guardian dog. When a dog is killing animals for fun, it's time they go.
Yeah, she was supposed to be protecting our chickens and turkeys, and I found her eating one of them.
Well, she killed a turkey. Yeah. She killed a chicken and purposely broke its legs.
So,
and was eating it while it was alive. And I told David, once you have a chicken killing dog, you cannot do nothing with them.
right.
You cannot. It's just become fun, and they will kill everything. And she's endangering different. She'd be wonderful probably with a family that didn't have a farm. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Something. I don't know. But
I'd do a tree for your birthday.
anyways, we're going to have to discuss what to do with her because we can't have. I mean that could have been a. We weren't sure if it was a female. We're pretty sure it was a female turkey, and that's all the baby's gone from her. And then the little chicken she was killing, that was a hen, and those are all eggs gone too. So it's very serious when a dog starts killing things.
Yeah. Seems like once they get a taste for it, they never stop.
And this is, I mean, it's one too many times.
So,
anyways, all right. Well, we'll talk to you later.
all right.
Bye.